What's up, everybody? It's your boy JP, and I got a nice one for y'all here today. Today, I got the Moto G Stylus. That's right. Just came out today. Got it yesterday. I haven't even had it for 24 hours yet. And I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all are looking for the Note experience at an even cheaper price than the Note 10 Lite, a processor that's just as good as the Exynos 9611 in my opinion, just something different. If you're just looking for something different, something better than the LG Stylus series too, this is what you want. Moto G Stylus. This phone is sweet. $300 unlocked. Works on every carrier, not just AT&T and T-Mobile, but even Sprint and Verizon. This phone is what you want right here. My only gripe is it didn't come with a little screen protector pre-applied or a little gel case like your Motorola phones have been coming out with the past year or two. but I mean, 300 for what you get. I mean, come on. I mean, that's really the only thing I could gripe about. So that tells you anything. Your usual's right quick. USB Type-C cable, turbocharger, your generic box, the phone. Couple of very unique phones. Couple of very unique things about this phone, besides just the stylus. This phone has, if you can check that out, if you can read that, it has the same action camera that was in one of those Motorola 1 series phones last year that came out. I forget the name of it. It came out before the summer overseas, but it didn't come out here in America until late last year, around the time Motorola released the one Hyper. Well, actually, it was before that, too, I think. It was still before that. Yeah. Anyways, I can't always keep up with the release times, but it came out here rather late. But, I don't think it was called the One Action. It might have been, but it had the action camera. And it has your other triple camera lenses, including a 48 megapixel. It has your front facing for your selfies. It's the punch hole design. And another feature that this phone takes from that same phone with the action camera is the 21:9 aspect ratio. That was something that Sony started doing across its Xperia lineup last year. And the 21:9, you know, a lot of these phones with the punch hole design has a 20:9 aspect. Your phones with the water drop has either a 19:9 or 20:9. And of course, your phones with the eyebrow notch, like your iPhones, those are also 19:9. I'm sorry. But Sony kind of came out with the 21:9 aspect ratio, and Motorola followed with their action cam equipped Motorola 1 series phone last year. And this phone not only takes that video camera setup from that phone, but it also takes an aspect ratio. This is a full HD plus 1080p 21:9 aspect ratio LCD display. It's a very nice LCD, I might add. For this price point and the specs, you can't expect OLED. Snapdragon 665, which is actually a lot newer than the 670 that the Pixel 3a had, and the 675 that many of your Motorola phones had last year. Your Z4, your One Hyper, your One Zoom. Doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but it's a newer chipset. It kind of goes in line with the naming scheme that Qualcomm is using this year. Everything is something 65. You got your 865, your 765, and your 665. Doesn't have 5G, but it's the LTE 4G is blazing fast on this phone. Definitely one of the fast modems you'll get in this price range, or really anywhere close to this price range. Again, it's the OG Stylo 5 last year was a complete flop. It was just the Stylo 4 with an updated Android. The Stylo 4 2 years ago was actually pretty awesome phone. So if you're missing that void, this phone is more than just what the 5 could have been from LG. Because it is very modern. It is a new chipset. Fingerprint sensor built into the Motorola logo, and it's very responsive. It does have your stylus down here, which is also very responsive. It has a lot of neat features. Trying to do it with one hand here. Very good, sturdy construction too. It's all metal. This thing is built really nice. And besides your stylus functionality, which is new to Motorola off top, this phone has a lot of other neat little features that I noticed Motorola added. I like that they're taking chances. They've never had a phone with a stylus, so this is new to Motorola. I like how they took a chance with the first horizontally folding phone with the Razr, the 2020 Razr, and this phone has a few other. I had the Hyper, which had Android 10, and I don't remember this. I don't remember the Hyper having some of the features that this does. If you go into your Moto app, you have your usual Moto actions, tips, and display. Moto display is, one of my favorite things about Motorola's. And this also has your Moto Game Time, which is like a game center, kind of like what Samsung started adding to their phones a year or two ago. And it just has the the usual settings that you would expect from a game center style app. And I mean, it's pretty neat actually. I haven't really tested this phone with any games yet, but the performance has been up to par. Battery life has been amazing. There was another thing that I saw. This has like a little RAM management style thing that I noticed your OnePlus phones have. And I don't remember this being in the Hyper either, or the One Zoom, because I also had the One Zoom. But, where is it at? Adaptive performance. Adaptive performance improves RAM efficiency and helps apps open faster through on-device AI that uses context and usage patterns to determine when you'll open an app next. Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty sweet. It just has a lot of nice features. Just things I don't remember other Motorola phones having. It's obviously stockish Android 10, as everyone grows to like from Motorola. Kind of like Oxygen OS, but with Moto apps instead of OnePlus. The Moto display is obviously the Moto display I know is a lot of people's favorite. And this is part of the G8 series. They just don't call it the G8. They leave the 8 out and just call it the G Stylus. I mean, honestly, it has a lot of features that Motorola One series phones have, and your One series are usually higher end than your G series. So I could see why they didn't add a numeric name to this phone. But most of your G8s will have the Snapdragon 665, which this has. So it's and I know that the G Power also has the same 21:9 aspect ratio as this has. Obviously without the pen and without the action camera. But it does have the bigger battery of the two, but it will also have a lower res screen. So at 300 you can't go wrong. To me this is a better deal than the Note 10 Lite. It has a much more outdated processor. You're gonna pay more. Yeah, it's OLED, but you're gonna pay more for it, and it's a much more outdated processor. This G8, this G Stylus is a great phone. I absolutely love the feel of it. It's glass front and back. I think it's a glass back, maybe plastic, but it feels amazing. I mean, it's a pretty sweet phone. The main lens is a 48 megapixel, and I mean, it gives reminders about the pen. That's what that is there, if you're wondering there. But kind of turn that on brightness here. But yeah, there y'all have it. Moto G Stylus. Let me know what y'all think. This phone is it's pretty sweet. I didn't go over a few other things here. The basics. Your power button and volume rocker. This color is hard to see. There is no headphone jack. You have your USB type. Oh, wait. There is a headphone jack. Bingo. I didn't even realize it. USB type C and your speaker. Single firing speaker is pretty good, though. But there y'all have it. It's definitely a fingerprint magnet, but man, it feels great in the hands. It really does. It is a great looking phone. That 21:9 aspect ratio is sweet. The action camera's sweet. At least everything I've read about it anyway, the things that it does. It actually records videos in portrait while still holding the phone in landscape. Man, that just makes this a great phone to use to record my videos. You know, just off top. The more I talk about it, the more I think I'm gonna keep it. You have your Pixel 4a coming out soon for $400 with an OLED screen, but it's also going to be a smaller screen, but it will have a Snapdragon 730. But the performance, you're not really going to notice a big deal between that and the 665, I imagine. That's supposed to come with more RAM though, as opposed to the 4 gigs that this has. This does have 128 internal, and it is expandable though, so remember that. 300 versus 400, so this is a great deal, honestly, even compared to the upcoming Pixel 4a. Not to say that the 4a won't be a great phone for $400. I think it's going to be fantastic at its price point for what you're getting there. They're really just two different phones, two different price points, but this G Stylus is what's up, y'all. I mean, this phone is great. I hope y'all like this video. Y'all hit me up. Let me know what you think. Moto G Stylus, and I'm out.